Good morning, students. Welcome back. I believe from last videos, you people are getting benefited and you learn so many things. In order to complete your second lesson, today we are going to start BlueJ. I believe you are aware of BlueJ since we did so many programs in class 8 as well. So you are familiar with BlueJ, but again, over again we start this BlueJ and will come to know what is BlueJ and how it works. BlueJ. So BlueJ is a application program that can be used to learn or that can be used to write the source code of Java, and there you can execute your program. Okay, source code is actually used for the introductory level for learning purpose. For the beginners, it is very easy to understand. It is very useful for learning the basic of Java, because here so many things are only drag and drop you can do, and you can do your program. So it provides three things. The first one, it consists it consists editor, where you can write your code, your source code. Second thing, debugger, one debugger where you can just check your errors. You can just whatever you have entered when you compile, you can check your errors that debugger is there. And the last one is one viewer where you can see your code. Okay, so BlueJ is an IDE. You can write, you can say IDE. It means integrated development environment. It is an IDE, that is integrated development environment, and it provides a platform where a user can write their source code and they can execute their program. So for small scale programs, for small scale software, BlueJ is ideal, because so many things students can go through and they can only drag and drop, they can click and they can finish their work in BlueJ. So many BlueJ and so many IDEs are available in the market that can be used, like NetBeans, Eclipse, JDeveloper, KDeveloper. So many IDEs are there which are available, but it is basically for the beginners, because here if we don't create main function also, we can execute our program. But in Eclipse and NetBeans, definitely we have to create main function, then only we can execute our program. But here, without writing main function also, we can execute, because just now I told you, it is actually for beginners, introductory level or teaching process. Clear? So this is your BlueJ, and this application is used for writing our source code so that we can create a small scale software. Clear? So we'll use BlueJ in your labels. BlueJ as a platform is used for writing the source code, so we will just use BlueJ to write our program. In last videos, we discussed about class, object, methods. Okay, so just we'll start the first program. So the first program will write from here, like, we are aware that this is the syntax of class. Last time I told class, then we write here class name, and then this one, and the methods, attributes, characteristics, and all would be the part of this class. Clear? So let's begin with this. And one more thing I told you when I taught you about methods. To do any kind of operation, to do any kind of execution, definitely we need to have a method because the operations can be performed only from the method. You can take example of an object like Earth. We can talk. Talking is a method. We can walk. Walking is a method. Okay. We can sleep. We can hear. We can smell. So these are the behaviors. So an object can do its operation by method, by behavior. Because without behavior, an object would be nothing. Without behavior, an object will be nothing. Definitely, some behavior, some functionality should be there to be a proper object. So, if I want to do any kind of operation in my program, any kind of operation, then definitely functions should be used. So, in Java also, we use functions to do any kind of operations. Clear? So, just go with a example to display your school name. Clear? So class, I can write here school. Then I need to have a method public void display, and we are printing system dot out dot println school name is unf. Method is closed. Method is closed, and then class. Class is the keyboard. Class is the keyboard that can be used to give the class name. So this is the class name, and this class name would be a valid identifier. Valid identifier means come to know in the later chapter. So this is our identifier. The name given by the user is called identifier. Then public void display. Display is a method, a function that is displaying my school name. Clear? So this public and void, this void means nothing. Don't worry about this too, because later on we'll talk about access specifiers and the return type as well. So we'll come to know about these two. And they see this function is used to display the statements on the terminal window. System.out.println. Print and println, later on we'll come to know the difference between print and println. Here, system is a class. As I have told you also, that when a word starts with capital letter, a word starts with capital letter would be known as a class. So this is a class name that we have given. This is also a class name because it starts with capital letter. System is the class, and our println is the method of the system class. So many methods are there from the system class also. Okay. So println is used for printing the statements which is given in this bracket on the terminal window. So this is how we can display my school name is illustrated on the terminal window. Okay. Let's go for the next example. If I talk about numbers, because it is not that always we are printing the names on the terminal window, but sometimes we are doing some calculations, some manipulations using different numbers, like real numbers, decimal numbers you are generally say, and the whole numbers as well. So here, first of all, we'll talk about whole numbers, and we'll do some calculations. So, class name is calculation. Then I have a method public void can, and we are trying to add two whole numbers. So let me tell you first of all 8 primitive data types. Since we have learned and still we will learn about this all primitive data types in more clear way. Still, I should tell you at the beginning before using these variables. So primitive, uh, let me write here long byte short integer character, then double, then float, at last Boolean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 primitive data types are there, and they are having different kind of storage also in the memory. Based on these data types, they occupy spaces in a different way. So that is spaces and all different. The ranges of storage capacity we will learn later on. First of all, we'll talk about the basic one. So the first four is used for whole numbers. The first four is used for not telling you what is the difference between all these. Later on we'll discuss, because there are lots of differences based on their storage capacity and the range. Okay, so later on we'll talk about all these four, but at beginning these four are being used for storing whole numbers. Whole numbers may be positive or negative. So like 1, 21, 20, okay, minus 90. So these are the example of whole number. Now this is used for storing a single character enclosed within a single quote. This CHAR is used for storing a single character enclosed within single quotes. Now these two will be used for real numbers. Real, then in mathematics we say it's decimal number. Okay, decimal number means like 10.2, 2.5, and depends upon their storage capacity. The decimal precision should be different for these two. Okay, so these two would be used for storing the real numbers. These are called real numbers also. And Boolean stores only true and false. It stores only true and false. So storage, we'll talk about the storage capacity and the range of these different data types later on when will come on token. Okay, for time being, this is for whole numbers. Long, byte, short, integer character is being used for storing a single character enclosed within a single quote, and double and float is used for real numbers, that is also known as points, or you can say decimal in mathematics, not in Java. Boolean is used for true and false. Clear? So we'll try to add two numbers at beginning. Two numbers. Okay. So let me take int. I'm taking this int. I can use any one of them, but I'm using here int. Int age equals to 5. Clear? One more variable I'm taking here. Int b equals to 10. I have taken two variables and I am trying to add these two. So see, here in mathematics also, when you add two numbers, you store it somewhere. Okay, when you add two numbers or when you do some manipulations, you try to store it in the different variable. So here also I need to have one empty variable like c, suppose, and I will try to add these two, a plus d. So these two will be added, and it will be shifted to c. So the addition of this a and b would be shifting to c. One more thing, this equals to is used to shift from right to left. So after adding this a plus b, 15 would be shifting to c, and now c will be your result. So I will print it because I need to print when if I want to show it on the terminal window. So I will write here system dot out dot println c. Okay, I will close this method and then I will close it. So one more thing I want to tell you. When you are trying to print the values and statements, while printing a variable value and printing a particular statement is totally different. So, how? If I use here double quotes, if I use, because I have seen in classes so many students are doing like this. They are using double quotes after printing this C here. So the now the meaning is totally changed. Your desired result will not be coming. Why? Because this is used to print the statement like a string. It is used to print a string. And I've told you this is used for character, and in class 8 we came to know this one also. So this is for printing string or denoting string, and this is for character. Clear? So if I try to use this one and printing C, so this would be treated as a string. So after executing, the result will be only C. It will not print 15. Clear? So when you are printing the values directly, if you want to print values directly, then without using double quotes, I will print simply C. Okay? So now the result will be 15. Clear? If I don't use this double quotes here, then this variable will directly printed here. If I use, then this C as a, it would be treated as a string and it will print as it is C. As last program we did to print our school name. My school name is LFS. So when we had given in double quotes, okay, in double quotes. So what we give in double quotes, it will print it as it is. We have given that double quotes. If I given my school name is LFS, so on the terminal window it will print my school name is LFS. Clear? But if I don't use here, if I don't use double quotes here, it will be treated as a variable printing. So whatever this variable stores at the time, it will print. So it stores the addition of these two numbers, A plus B, and storing in C. So the answer would be 15 because we can add here 10 plus 5, 15. So the value of C would be 15. So this is how we can write our program. Clear? So let's go for one more example. So this time, I will have two methods. One method will add some numbers, and second method will multiply to numbers. Okay, so we can have multiple methods because one object can have multiple behaviors. So let's create. So I have one method int uh, a equals to 10, then int b equals to 20, then I will add it int c equals to a plus b. Clear? We are adding only two numbers, not three. So a plus b equals to a plus b, so it will store 30 here. So this function is used. I created one method, and this method is adding two numbers. I will have one more method. I will have one more method, and that method will multiply these two in product of these two numbers. So let's see how we can do. Public void. You can change the method name here, like product. You can write here product, and then I can have int a equals to 10 again, or int b equals to 20, and int equals to a into b. Okay, I did not print here, so I need to print also. System dot out dot print ln. See, as I told you how to print the variables here, values here, and then here also system dot out dot print ln what C. Method is closed. This method is closed here, and then your class will be closed. See, this method is closed, this method is closed, and then class is closed. Clear? I had told you how this first one, that it is taking two numbers and it is displayed. Okay? And I told you the difference between printing a variable and printing a statement also. Okay? When you are printing a string, we use double quotes. When you print a value, we use that variable or that value. Clear? In this function, first time we had done one function, now this time we have two functions. See, within one function within one class we can create many functions, and even we can create lots of infinite objects also, because from one class infinite objects can be created. Okay, and definitely those objects will have different behaviors, sometimes common objects. So multiple methods we can have within a class, and infinite objects also can be created. You can take an example of a real board like human being. Human being, you can see the population. Okay, so this function is calculating the product of two numbers and storing in C, and we are displaying it in C. So let me tell you one more thing. At the beginning, it should be clear. If I want to call this function, in BlueZ is okay. In BlueZ we can create, drag and drop is there. So in BlueZ, just right click on new class, and we will create the object of that class, and you can call all the methods. You are aware of that. But I will tell you a new way. Later on, we will just come to know clearly. But here, I will create objects inside this class. I will create objects for this class here only, and I will try to call these methods. Okay, so let me write one main function: public static void main string argument, and here I will create objects of this class calculation. So calculation equals to, or C1 you can write C1 equals to new calculation. Clear? And now object is created. In BlueZ also, how did you call in class 8? If I want to call a function, how did you call it? You called with the help of objects. First of all, you created object of that class, and then you called the functions which were available in that class. So if I want to call the functions, I can write here C1 dot, the first function name is add. Second method name is product. So the same object name I will call C1 dot product. Now method is closed and the class is closed. So as soon as you will click on this main method, because this main method is the entry point for your compiler. Main method is the entry point for your compiler, and as soon as you enter, as soon as you just call this function, automatically C1.char will be calling to this function, and C1.product will be calling to this function, and it will display since we are printing here system.println, and in both functions it will print on the terminal window. So you will get the result. Result would be, for the first one, result would be addition of two numbers 30, and here 10 into 20, it is 200. Clear? So this is how you can create objects from the existing class, and you can call the existing methods inside the class. Clear? So this is what we have learned till now and do practice at home. Since I believe you all have got your books and just try to get the questions, try to make the questions, and on basis of the simple functionality, you can create a basic program. And in next video, in next class tutorial, we will try to see in the class a demonstration on this creating classes, creating methods, and implementing objects and calling the different functions. Thank you very much.